Hello and welcome back. My name is Liam from The Basic Barista, and today we're talking about 3 different coffee grinders. Now, these coffee grinders are the latest to drop on our website. We're pretty excited to be carrying the full range of the Java VSSL coffee grinders. And in today's video, I want to do a little bit of a different style of video. We're going to do an unboxing to start off. We're going to unbox all 3 of these grinders, show you what you get, and walk through the differences between each. So first things first, I want to give you some context on the brand and where these sort of position themselves in the market. And it's going to become more obvious as the video goes on. So the first thing is, this is the very first grinder that VSSL released. It's just the Java grinder. It has the same set of burrs as the middle grinder here, which is the 25. And then this one is the G45. So the biggest difference between these is that this is the first iteration, this is the second iteration, and then this is the third or the larger version of this grinder. And that includes the bean jar as well as the burrs. So these 2 grinders both have the 38mm burr, and then this one's got a whopping 42mm burr. Okay, so let's unbox these 3 grinders and see what we get inside. Okay, so we've just done our unboxing of these 3 grinders, and as you could have seen from the video, the biggest difference between what's included is really the pouch or the little felt sleeve that the grinder comes with. Besides that, the packaging is pretty identical, especially on these 2. This one is very unique in its packaging where it sort of just explodes when you open it. But yeah, the design is very similar on these grinders. So they do have this carabiner style closing system, and that's advertised as more of like a travel friendly feature. You could have this connected to your pack and then screwed on tightly, and that way it can just like hang off the side of your pack if you wanted to. Now, on that note, you really don't want to be doing that if you're entering humid or really rainy weather conditions, as that could cause, I don't know, internal damage to your grinder. You don't really want this thing being drenched. I don't know about the specs as far as waterproofness. I do, however, have noted that when opening these 2 grinders, there is like a silicone ring around the dose cup and the body of the grinder. It just sits around here. This one doesn't have it, and I'm just thinking why they would have made that move. Maybe it's to have a little bit better sealing. When that's closed, it's just completely closed. That being said, when I've opened this, it doesn't actually have the O-ring or any sort of closure besides just locking into place. So to me, that indicates that it doesn't have any waterproof properties. You don't want this grinder sitting in water or in the rain. So as long as that's not in the plan or in the cards for you on your trip, you should be fine with this grinder. So another thing I want to address is they all have this really clever knob system where the knob or the handle just connects onto the crank like this with a magnet, and then it can be disconnected and screwed or placed in the catch cup. This grinder, the first iteration, it doesn't have that screwing system, it just sits in the catch cup. So if you did plan on storing coffee beans in your grinder, which some people do before they take them on trips, it would have to be in the actual body of the grinder, not in the catch cup. So just to note that. That is unless you plan on having this installed and just maybe tucked away like this, or I don't know. The other thing, the way that this opens, you've just got this little press button, and you kind of use the handle as like a lever where it just sort of opens up, and you've got that leverage to kind of lift it upwards. Very simple design, good to use. Once it locks in place, it's the lid catches onto the hexagonal sort of shaft, or the axle, I guess you should call it. And then when you're grinding, it doesn't lose grip of that. They're one piece. Cool. So the differences between these grinders, we covered a little bit about this at the very start of the video, but I just want to run through sort of the specs. This can fit 20 grams of coffee, ground coffee, in the catch cup. Next up, 25 grams, followed by 50 grams. This thing is a beast, and honestly, I'll compare it to the Comandante. Let me grab it just real quick. So here with me is the Comandante C60, and as you can see, as far as like sizing goes, this thing is almost, if not identical, I don't know, it might be a little bit short. I know that the C60 is 60mm body, same as the C40 in diameter, so it looks like it should be the same. I'll have it on the screen whether it's the same or whether it's slightly different, but it looks pretty damn close. Obviously the handle is huge. This is the Big Joe extra large crank that's installed on the C60, so it's absolutely massive compared to the handle here. And that also indicates that this really is a travel grinder. They wanted it compact and they prioritize a sort of smaller, tighter design compared to having more leverage and being able to grind quicker, faster and easier. That being said, in all honesty, I'm confused by this grinder. We're moving away from an unboxing style review and more towards a bit of a review, but my thoughts on this grinder in particular, it doesn't sit super well. I'm not really sure or clear about who this is for. I feel that these two grinders make a lot of sense to me. Here is the budget friendly version of the range that is current. These, I don't believe they're putting these out anymore. And just whoever has these in stock is just burning through the last ones. So if you're looking to get into this range of grinder, it's a great way to save some money and still get some of the benefits, if not most of the benefits that these two offer. This one is the same as this, but it's got a little bit more storage, that extra 5 grams in the catch cup. And the other thing is it's got the new updated design with the screw tops, so it can screw into the axle of the grinder when in storage. And then it's also got the same size burrs as this guy, but the next one up has the larger burrs, the 42mm, and the huge catch cup of 50 grams in the bottom here. So this one sort of I don't know, I feel like the only person I could imagine purchasing this, or one of, I don't know, I might be wrong, leave a comment down below if I'm missing something that's blatantly obvious, but the only thing that I can really think of is someone who wants this but is unhappy with the size, or they've had this and they're looking for something exactly like this, but, or similar to this, but larger and bigger. That being said, it's a beast, and I don't know if I would take this with me. It's almost like a Comandante C40 as far as the sizing goes, so it's just a little bit confusing as to why this exists, but yeah. So like I said, we're not really here to discuss my thoughts on these, more so the actual review and the specs of these grinders, as well as what's in the box. But I think we've covered it. Now, the last thing I want to say is all of these have conical burrs. And these conical burrs are able to go from espresso all the way up to pour over coffee grind sizes. I have ground with these. It's very easy to do it. The only thing is, just like any manual hand grinder, when you're grinding for those finer grind sizes, you really do notice that things start to slow down and get a little bit tricky. That being noted, with something like such a small handle like this, if you do plan on grinding for espresso, you are going to be putting your arms through a bit of a workout. That's about it, guys. These are the grinders. If you've got any questions about these products, make sure you leave a comment down in the description. If you like this video, say hi, how you going? Nice to meet you. And if you want to stick around, subscribe so you can see more videos like this. Until the next video, have a great day and happy brewing.